What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Zatima Season 4, Episode 9, Smoke and Mirrors. Y'all, before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Y'all, please make sure you like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. All right? One more thing, to all the new subscribers, shout out to y'all. Welcome to my channel. I hope y'all like my content. As I always state, if you've been here, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I also wanted to tell y'all my apologies for coming 2 days late with Zatima. I just was resting. I was tired. I was at work early in the morning, so it's like I was just catching up on some rest. So forgive me. All right, I love y'all. Anyway, the episode starts. Y'all remember Lori was finna beat the piss out of what's her name, Belinda, because Belinda was sitting there talking shit, acting like she really liked Nathan. But the truth is, you only like him because you see him trying to work things out with his wife. Like, if you ain't a hating ass hoe, I don't know what you are. Okay? And Lori should have tagged your ass. Just on GP. You don't even like Nathan like that. So Nathan confesses, to Lori about the relationship he had with Belinda. And then Nathan tells Lori that their marriage wasn't working and that he feels like they should get a divorce. So Zach was like, That's where I get that from. So if y'all ever see me, I'll be like, But Belinda was looking like, oh, I wasn't expecting him to say that. Well, what the hell was you expecting him to say? But at the end of the day, Belinda, this wasn't even about you. Nathan had to do something for himself. Nathan needed to grow up. And I mean grow the hell up. All right? So Zach asked him, what are you doing? And Nathan was like, he tells Lori, I seen what a healthy relationship looks like, and what we have, it doesn't represent a healthy relationship. So Angela tells Fatima, oh girl, he talking about y'all. First of all, Angela, we know that that's what he was talking about, but let's start here. That shit is not healthy. They had to get to a better space, and they are here now, but that was not healthy. Okay, it was absolutely given what they call it, struggle love. Anyway, Nathan tells Belinda, now at this point, he confesses to Belinda and let her know, listen, I just needed a place to stay. I'm sorry for using you, but we can't see each other no more either. And now she just sitting there big mad. I wasn't mad at that. And so Angela whispers in her ear and says, homosexual. Because that's what it was giving. Okay? So Nathan says he needs to work on himself and he needs to go to therapy, which I really hope this is something serious. Really something serious, because this is absolutely what Nathan needs. Lori tells him this doesn't feel like love. Honestly, the fact that he was completely transparent with Lori, that is love. That is love. Like, I think Lori was just used to Nathan being a sorry so-and-so, that in that moment when he actually manned up, she couldn't, I don't know. It was just odd. Like, you don't feel like that's love. No, somebody being honest with you and honest with themselves about y'all marriage, that is love. So I would have took it. I mean, it's hurtful because nobody wants to feel like they're abandoned. Nobody wants to feel like they've just been pushed apart and all of the things. But a lot of it is on Nathan's back. In order for Nathan to make it right, he needs to fix himself. Like, in order for him to fix the situation, y'all do need to separate, and Nathan does need to work on himself, and you need to work on yourself. Anyway, Nathan turns to Belinda. Lori leaves at this point. And so Nathan did say, make sure she don't have a bat or something. And so Tony goes outside to follow Lori, and just in case she ain't out there acting a fool. So Nathan turns to Belinda and asks her how she's doing. She says she's okay. So Zach gets a phone call, and it's Connie. And she tells him that Jeremiah OD'd and that he's in a hospital. And Zach at this moment gets emotional. Is he pissed off at Jeremiah? Yes. Was Jeremiah wrong for everything that he's done? Absolutely. But I don't care how Zach tried to slice it and dice it. He still have love for his brother at the end of the day. There's a part of Zach that want to see Jeremiah as the brother that Zach wants him to be. But again, Jeremiah has to be able to get there, right? And so he takes this moment to act real tough, as he does. He tells Connie, don't let Jeremiah bring her down. And she was like, I'm not. And he was like, I'm serious. And he was like, I'm not. And y'all, I'm sorry, this is my incense. So if you see a lot of smoke, it's my incense. Anyway, Connie asks Zach for she needs to talk to both Zach and Fatima. And he was like, what's wrong? And she was like, I'll just talk to y'all when I see y'all. And so they hang up the phone. Zach tells everybody that Jeremiah overdosed. And Angela was like everybody was thinking, is he, Zed? And Zach was like, no. So Angela makes it home, and she got her Ozempic, because I forgot what they call it on the TV, but she got her Ozempic shot from out of the mail. And so again, shout out to Nzinga. I don't know what it's hard for me to pronounce her name because I never heard her say it before, but she has lost a lot of weight. She looks really, really good. So shout out to her. All right. And as I stated last week, I think this is going to be one of her storylines. So what's his name, come over? Sean comes over, and Sean is like, hey, I made reservations, I'm ready to go, yada yada yada. And so she's being more sexual. She was like, oh, can you do this? We can go upstairs. And she wants to be physically intimate with Sean, but he was like, nah, like, I really want to get to know you. And we really need to delve into Angela's character as to why she uses her sexuality rather than, when it comes to these men. So I'm assuming maybe she had been hurt over time and they really didn't like her for who she was. And she was like, I'ma just do me and I'ma hurt you before you hurt me. That's what I get. But we really need to know the why. And we really need to get them to a healing space. Listen, TV people, it is nothing wrong with watching a television show with everybody being in a most healed space. And we can still enjoy TV with a little drama. But a lot of times with scripted TV shows, scripted comedy, drama, reality TV, all we get is drama. Everything is overshadowed with the drama. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay? So Sean wants to put the schmecks on pause, and he really wants to get to know Angela. And they go out to the car. She was like, okay. Went to the car so they can go to dinner. She came in the back of the house to give herself this Ozempic shot. Now, she just ordered it online, and I want to say she never even consulted with a doctor. So I most certainly thought that, and maybe this is just a critique. When you order those shots online, they supposed to ask you what your medical history is, and then I thought they hook you up with some type of nurse practitioner. I don't know, y'all. I could be wrong. I don't know. So we get to the hospital. Baby, when I tell y'all, Jeremiah is amazing in his right as his real life self, which I forgot his name, but he is an amazing actor. Like, I just, yeah. And I didn't know he was from New Orleans also, so shout out to you. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. So we get over to the hospital. So the nurse have to discharge Jeremiah, and she instructs him. She instructs him to go to the rehab center. And so she also tells him, and this was the biggest disregard that a lot of people face if you don't have insurance. I mean, I have insurance through my job. But a lot of times there are people who don't have a job, who don't have insurance. There are people who can't even afford medical insurance or whatever. So she also tells him, and you don't have any medical insurance. So it's almost like, we can't help you because you don't have what we need. You don't have medical insurance. So now we got to kick you out the hospital. And I just was like, in that moment, that was so insensitive to me. But that is how they treat people who don't have insurance or who don't have the money to maybe pay for, a hospital stay or whatever. It's like they just a number. They get them in and they send them on their way. Follow up with your primary care physician, and that's all they tell you. So in this moment, Jeremiah doesn't want to leave the hospital. He's admitting to the nurse that he's sick and I'm not strong enough and he's not ready yet. And this was me seeing the turn in Jeremiah. Like, he really wants to help. And so he knows him. He knows himself. He knows, like, I have to be honest with myself. I cannot do this. So he was getting frustrated at this point because the lady was like, no, you have to go. So in the next scene, Angela and Sean, they make it to the restaurant, and she's pissed off already. She haven't even gone into the restaurant, but because she's been there before, she was like, I already been here before. And I'm just looking at this stupid, she's like, girl, if you don't take your stupid ass in this restaurant, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You asked him to plan something. He planned something for you, and you're mad because it's not in a way you wanted to go, which, again, self-sabotage. I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me. I don't know who did a number on her, but we need to figure that out. All right. Angela she gets on my nerve. The way they write her aggravates me. They go into the restaurant, and he actually had the restaurant to themselves for the night. So they sit down. It's all good. The waitress comes up to the table, and so Angela's pissed off yet again, trying to sabotage the shit because you think that Sean has something going on with the waitress. Well, why does it matter to you? Because, again, you don't even like Sean like that, right? I thought that she didn't like him like that, but you think that something is going on, so now you got an attitude. Again, she pissing me off. I just need her to enjoy her food and get a therapist. Okay? So we find out that Sean is a private chef. And we did not know that because Angela never took the time out to get to know Sean. Okay? That's crazy. So then, they talk. They have a good time. She smiled. We good. We all right. Okay? So over at Zach tells Fatima Lori is now in anger management. And then Fatima, she's laying on the couch. Zach cleaned up. He cleaned up. He did all of the things after everything was over. Fatima tells Zach that he's doing a good job. She compliments him, and he was like, oh, I got a compliment? Yeah, you do, fool. Take the compliment and get out of her face. But no, she compliments him on how good of a job he's doing because Zach is really stepping in and he's stepping up. So We get back to Connie's house, and there is a fire in her apartment, and she called out for the kid's name, but nobody answered. So of course she's extremely tired, I guess, with all the chemo. She can barely make it to the door, so she gets out of the door, and she's screaming outside. She was like, has somebody seen my kids? And it's just odd because nobody's looking for Connie. Like, nobody's checking on Connie. Nobody's checking on Connie. It's like Connie's not even a factor because everybody is into their own thing. And that's okay. But y'all gotta know something is up with Connie. Anyway, we get back over to Fatima's house. The food arrives, and Leslie pick up the food. She outside. And so Deja sees Leslie, grab Leslie, and yell for Fatima. Now, all of this happening, Zach is upstairs taking a shower or something. And Fatima come outside, and she see what Leslie ran off, because Leslie kicked Deja in her stomach and ran off. So Fatima tells Deja not to talk about this to Zach, and that she was like, I have your back. So apparently Fatima has confided in Deja about what was going on because she needed Deja to watch her. And I'm like, you want Deja to watch you? And it's just, you want Deja to watch you. Zach is ready to hire somebody to check on you. But then, again, we know we can't always bring her cousin into this, but you have a whole cousin who can get people if they wanted to find Leslie. I see, that's what I don't like about this storyline. Like, the way this whole Leslie situation can be resolved, y'all are not trying to figure the shit out to be resolved, and it's dumb. Like, I couldn't even imagine that you call your cousin and you tell her, hey, this bitch is following me, stalking me, you know I'm pregnant. She'll be gone in 24 hours. Come up missing. Fatima aggravates me. Okay? Fatima aggravates me. But shout out to Deja for having her back. Even though I don't like Deja. Deja is annoying. Okay? So Fatima gets back in the house, and she have these pains in her stomach again. And so Zach is coming down the stairs. The pains, she just walked into the kitchen. Zach was like, hey, what was that? What was going on? And then she lied. Once again, you're constantly lying. When I tell you, this is where the episode ended. When I tell y'all Fatima pissing me off, she is pissing me off because you're not thinking straight. You're thinking like the woman who's not pregnant. You're thinking like that, Fatima. You are pregnant, and you are big pregnant, and you sitting here acting like this is invincible. I don't know, y'all. Make this make sense for me, okay? Like, you're putting yourself and your baby in danger. Coupled with the fact that y'all don't even know that this lady have y'all house bugs. It's crazy to me. Anyway, y'all, I will give y'all episode 10 in the next one. So right after this, y'all will see episode 10. I will see y'all.